Stinished It is recorded on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to any First Nations people listening.
We acknowledge the long history of storytelling undertaken on this land.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have asked for recognition in the Uluru Statement from the Heart.
We encourage you to listen to their important voices and to heed the simple, passionate plea for voice, treaty, truth when you vote in this year's referendum.
Welcome back to Stinished It, the podcast where we chat about things we've started, finished, and what we're looking forward to. I'm Reuben, and I'm even further away from the little alcove on the stairs today.
You're very far away.
Yeah.
I'm Jett, and I'm very excited for this episode because we actually have a guest on, our first guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
Our guest is our good friend, Oliver Anderson. Welcome.
Hello, pleasure to be here. You might know me from such things as the guy whose friends are all really into I Think You Should Leave, and also the European Night Market.
That is true. We've mentioned you a couple of times so far. How does it feel to be in the alcove of the stairs?
It's pretty cool. I haven't spent much time here, so, you know.
Do you reckon it's better to record up here, just theoretically, up here or downstairs?
Downstairs has more natural light.
Okay.
That makes me happy.
This has fairy lights though. It's nice and vibey.
No further comment.
My whole life is artificial lighting, so
Ridiculous.
I like natural light.
Why artificial lighting all the time? What's that about?
You live in a basement?
Yeah.
I live on the first floor, and so it's either people watching me sleep,
Okay.
and then also I'm not up before, this is the earliest I've been up in a very long time.
It's like midday.
Yeah, I stand by what I said.
Okay. Well, you work in bars a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess, not a whole lot of natural light
No.
in the evenings.
I've started taking vitamin D supplements.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what you've started? Is that your started?
Not quite, but yeah.
At what point did you realize you had to take vitamin D supplements?
The dentist was like, you gotta take care of yourself.
The dentist
and,
was
and when there was almost a week in a row where I literally didn't see the sun.
But look, I know that you're here for your teeth, but I keep getting distracted by your cheeks and just your skin. And look,
Yeah, she went off.
I'm going to go right out of my leg here and just say, you need vitamin D.
I'm not even going to refer to you
No,
to
I'm just going to, I've got pills in my bag and you need them more than I do.
I'm going to give them to you right now. Yeah, I love that. Just a dentist recommending just a general health.
Yeah, steamed broccoli.
Steamed
from
broccoli.
Queen Victoria Market. She was really big on that.
Wait, the dentist, is that for
General
dentistry?
health.
General health, not these will be good for your
You
teeth.
sure this was dentist?
This was a dentist,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very broad
Yeah,
knowledge there.
Lotus Health up on Sydney Road.
There you
Shout
go.
out.
Sorry, Goose has come in and has started to... Oh my God. Immediately, I was hoping that this podcast with three people would go somewhat smoothly. As soon as we started... And Ollie, you did say before the podcast, hey, where's that cat of yours? What's going on with your cat?
We were like, she'll show up.
She'll show up. As soon as we start recording the podcast, she comes and immediately goes near the computer setup. So I'm just going to make sure that she can't turn anything off. But she's here. She's chilling out. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Beautiful. Anyone want to tell us how this podcast works? What's the first segment?
Ollie,
Anyone
how do
know?
you think this podcast works?
This is the first episode I've technically listened to, so I got no clue.
No,
I'm joking.
You introed yourself as, oh yeah, I'm that person who has the friend group who really likes it. I think you should leave. I'm the person from the European
it's
Night
so handy you guys split every segment into the things.
Yeah.
Because
We're organised.
Yeah. And then I got to skip the Song of Achilles bit and just listen to the I Think You Should Leave bit.
Okay, wow. Not a fan of gay Greek mythology.
Because I heard you talk about it in person.
Okay. So what's the point there, have you had people like that who, you've told the story to, Reuben? Something that we've talked about on the podcast and they, skip bits? Because I feel like you have a lot more people that you know that listen to the podcast.
Yes, but I...
Do your friends just care?
Yeah, maybe I just have better friends. No, I think I have less chance to talk to them about this stuff outside of the podcast.
Okay.
So it's all new,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
What's the
no,
sound?
I'm going to start needing spoiler alerts When
Okay.
we talk during brunch and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I could tell you this now. However,
It's going to be on a
gonna
podcast
be on a
episode in
podcast.
6 weeks.
yeah. Well, also I already have that issue with Reuben where I'll just refrain from talking about things. It's actually fucked up our life a little bit.
It really has, because these were the conversations we're having anyway.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the podcast. And now, what do? Not have those conversations?
Yeah.
That's a good
apparently.
point, yeah.
I mean, there keeps being things that Reuben has done or watched. Like, Reuben was starting a new video game the other day. Reuben bought a board game. And every time it happens, I'm like, why didn't you tell me about this? Are you saving it for the podcast? And he's like, no. I'm
Usually
just,
no.
No. It was just for me. I'm like,
Well, they say don't monetize your hobbies, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
That's
Oh,
what-
well, we got that covered.
you think we'd have ads on this?
Don't you worry.
Fat chance. Okay, Ollie, tell us how you think this works.
we all talk about a thing that we have started, a piece of media that we started, a piece of media that we've finished, and a piece of media that is coming up that we're looking forward to.
yeah. Nice. Good
Got it in
job.
one.
Although apparently it doesn't have to be a piece of media, technically.
No,
it
it's
can be anything.
It can just be an activity and an experience.
Could be vitamin D supplements.
It could be.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good because my coming up thing is not a piece of media. So.
Perfect. I mean, again, one of mine was, working at the European night market. So doesn't have to be media.
One of
Doesn't
mine
have to
was
be
making dinner, but I think that's in the Ghost episode.
Ghost episode. It is in the Ghost
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Well, there was also the Canberra trip.
Yeah,
That was a
yes,
camera trip.
that's right. There
Yeah.
certainly was.
Yeah, we can keep listing other reasons why you're wrong, and that explanation was a bit fucked, but that's fine. So
It was more concise than when we do it, I feel.
yeah, no, absolutely,
for
absolutely
that.
was. I think because we have 3 people on this episode instead of just the 2 of us, we are gonna mess with the format a little bit, and Reuben and I are just gonna do one of each of the started and finished it. So I'm gonna do the started it, and Reuben, you're gonna do the finished it.
Yep.
And Ollie, as someone new to this and new to podcasting, you haven't been on a podcast.
This is my first ever podcast.
Excellent. We're gonna make you do the most
Double the
work
Yeah.
Yep.
and do a started and finished it.
Yep. Well, I've got my notes, so
Okay.
I'm taking this somewhat seriously.
Would you like to go first with the started? Or do you
No.
want to? Okay. I suppose I could go first with the started it. This time on this episode, I've recently started listening to some new music. Now, Ollie, before we started this episode, you said, can you do albums and stuff like that? And this was me in the midst of trying to figure out what I've started. And so I thought, yeah, you can, but often you finish an album, blah, blah, blah. But I've been doing something pretty, I don't know, I think it's interesting this year, where I've been listening to a new album each day of the year. So what I've started, technically, if we want to refine it, is the August month of new albums. And by August, I mean September. We're in September. Life
What's
is
funny is neither of us caught that, and you could have passed it off.
Yeah, I could have. So this all came from a book that I gave to my dad at the start of this year called Perfect Sound Whatever by James Acaster. Now, I think you've read
I've
some
read
of
the
this
book. Yeah,
you've
yeah.
read some of this book. And this book is basically about... Do you remember what the book's about, Ollie?
Yeah, he was real depressed and he was just listening to all the songs from the best year of his life. The
Yeah.
last year of his life that was normal. before.
Yeah, which was 2016.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, the best year in music. So he goes throughout this book different albums that came out in 2016, why they're fantastic and really innovative. And then at the back of the book, there is a calendar where for every day of a year, there is an album that came out in 2016. So at the start of this year, I decided, because this was about New Year's when I had a look at this book. I haven't fully read the book, but I just...
There's no time.
No,
You're
there's no
listening
time.
to too much music.
Exactly. So I was like, well, I'm going to try this. Why not? And now it's September, and I have listened to more music than I have in my life, I think, more new music. And I've also enjoyed music much less than I have any other year of my life. It's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, so that's what I've been starting. Yeah, it's been really interesting. I don't know. I feel like when you're recommended music from friends and family and such, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, but being recommended a new random album every single day, it's really hit or miss. It's been a lot. And I think, Reuben, you've been around while I've been listening to it. Can you tell when I'm listening to like something from this perfect sound? Okay, yeah.
Because it's usually heavy metal.
Yeah.
I feel like it's 50% metal, which is not something you listen to normally, or at least not in my presence. Maybe you're hiding your secret metal obsession.
I am a secret metaler.
Well, there you
Metaler.
go. That's what
Metalhead.
the insiders
Metalhead?
call it. You would know.
Metalhead. Like in Jak and Daxter, the enemies in Jak and Daxter, in Jak 2 are metalheads. I'm just saying. Everything's connected, but that's
Ridiculous.
fine. Yeah.
So I feel like I usually can, yeah.
Have you...
When it's playing, well, not... Like, I can't tell just from the way you're, like, moving, if it's in your headphones or whatever. But when it's playing, yeah, I can tell.
You can't tell?
No, I'm not that good.
My-
The way you sway.
Yeah, the way I sway. Yeah, on the frequency of me moving left to right, Reuben's able to tell what I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sometimes play it in the background while we're, like, playing board games and stuff.
Often it gets to, like, 8 o'clock at night and we're doing something, you're like, wait, crap, I gotta play the thing. I'm, like, 4 days behind.
Yeah.
So
I often am behind. And then I was like half a month behind in September. It was a bit fucked. And then I listened to all of them within like 2 days.
September just started.
I mean August. God damn it. I mean August, Ollie.
Okay. Is this even going to come out in September?
no.
You can't really do dates on this thing, huh?
Yeah, no, we have to exist outside of time, except that sometimes we just say it and then...
Yeah, look, we make sure we have a couple of episodes backed up in case we aren't able to record one or two. But yeah, it's...
You might be gone by the time this airs.
Yeah, that's true. Ollie's just planning on disappearing off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been another thing that I've been doing though, because I have wanted to... Occasionally there's albums that I am really liking, you know. Yes, there are a lot that I'm like, this just I'm not vibing with. And some of them are fine.
Have you skipped any?
Have I skipped any?
Yeah, like have you finished them all?
I've finished all the ones that I can listen to. There are some that aren't on Spotify that are on like Bandcamp and you have to like pay a couple of dollars for. I've listed those and I'm planning on going back to them later. Honestly, it's been bliss when I've seen one that's only on Bandcamp and not on Spotify because I'm like, thank God, one that I don't have to listen to. But on Spotify, I have a playlist for each month with all the albums so that I can, because if I had a playlist for the whole year, which was what I was initially intended on doing, it would just, it's so fucking long.
There's a playlist out there.
Is there?
Yeah, because I was doing this for a little bit.
Oh, were you?
And there was one massive.
Why
playlist
didn't you
with
bring
every
this
single
up
one of them.
earlier? You were doing this?
Well, you were, like a lot of the albums kind of sucked. I just kind of listened to Life of Pablo and then was like, all right, that's the best album that came out this year.
Yeah.
So when you say you were doing this for a bit, you stopped on January the 2nd?
Yeah, pretty much. I tried to listen to like a lot of the albums from that playlist, but not in any particular order.
Okay, yeah.
But a lot of them were ass.
Yeah, a lot of them are, I mean, all of them are good, and I assume that people who are into those specific genres of music enjoy them, but listening to all of them is like, some of them you're just not gonna like. But again, some of them I do like, so I actually have a specific playlist with all of the albums that I really enjoy so that I can have that for later.
This has been one of the most interesting things that it's done. In your world, it has like turned the like minimum unit of music from a song to like an album. Like I barely ever hear you say like, I love this song anymore, or like, oh, I had to listen to this song. It's just like whole albums are one entity now.
Yeah, it's a bit messed up. I just only think of music as albums.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah, they don't. People make albums, you know. They don't really make songs. They make albums.
What are singles, Ollie?
They usually like
Just
getting
a
you
really
ready for the
small
album.
Yeah.
Like a teaser trailer for the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good way of...
Yeah.
What?
I never thought of it that way. Honestly, no clue why singles existed. That makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why singles exist?
Yeah, it's like those Doja Cat's been releasing a bunch of singles.
Yeah.
You're getting pumped. You're like, oh, I forgot about Doja Cat. I'm ready for her album now. She just dropped an album. You'd be like, oh, what? Since when?
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
I just thought they were little like, I don't know. I thought they were maybe like leftovers from the like vinyl age where they just put out singles, but maybe those were also teasers for them. Oh,
Yeah.
I have no idea how the music industry
Sometimes
works.
artists will just put out like random singles here and there,
Yeah.
or like new bands and stuff. But like it's usually just to get you hyped for an album.
Oh, this makes sense. I mean, my perception of music is messed up. Again, I only think of things as in albums. No, there are no individual songs. Like, I don't know. For like all of the albums that I've listened to, I can't name any songs from it that I really like. They all just like bleed into each other. Honestly, the albums kind of bleed into each other because if I am a few days behind, I'll just play them all together and it's just all one thing. I'm like, I think I liked one of those 3 albums. And then I go back and just like, just vibe it. Just be like, okay, it was probably this one. And then add it to my best of perfect sound.
Do you know
whatever
how many
playlist.
hours it is all up? Like how much?
Oh, I
music?
could tell you.
Yeah. I would like that.
You're just asking to be polite.
Do you know the Stalling for Time song, Ollie?
Stalling for time. Stalling for time.
Stolen for time. Great. Have you got it yet?
I've got I do.
Great.
What is it?
Okay. But I have to do it in months.
Okay. Yep.
Is that going to be an issue?
Well, I'll
Ollie?
just get up the actual playlist.
I thought you were getting a
I'm doing what
calculator.
I've done so far. Okay, January is 21 hours and 44 minutes. February, 18 hours and 7 minutes. March, 20 hours and 7 minutes. April, 20 hours and 15 minutes. May, 18 hours and 49 minutes. June, 18 hours and 6 minutes. July, 19 hours and 10 minutes. August, 18 hours and 24 minutes. And then September, I'm partway through. So it's 2 hours and 55 minutes. Did anyone count that up?
Be like, well, it's about 20 a month, so it's going to be like 240.
Which is how many days?
10 days.
Could not have been easier.
I was literally about to search up 240 hours a days. My brain is mush.
But you're multitasking, right? There's no way that you're just listening all the time.
No. I most of the time put it in when I'm like doing work or like if we're playing board games or if I'm working like I don't know if I'm doing like a hobby, I'll have it on in the background.
Riding your bike around town.
Riding my bike tire is flat at the moment, so I can't.
At the moment.
Yeah, it's been like that for 6 months.
That's all right. It could be worse. Finn got his bike stolen outside of Brunswick Baths.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Was it locked up?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Evildoers are out there. Don't pump up your bike tires. People will steal it.
Yeah, no, they
You can't trust anyone these days.
They have a bike tire pump just there in front of the Brunswick Baths. It's a nice spot for bikes.
Yeah.
Do you know that I got my bike seat stolen?
Just the seat?
Just the seat. And it was locked up in the like parking garage underneath our building.
Oh, I did know this, yes.
And someone reached through
that's
one
so
of the like gaps in the wall, undid the thing and just took the seat.
That's just so funny.
It's ridiculous.
Now you have two components of a bike that are both unusable. One person has a seat and one person has a bike without a seat. And you can't use either of those things.
What's
You can
someone
use a bike without a seat.
It's pretty tricky.
But what's someone going to do with a seat without a
Yeah.
bike?
Ever heard of a chair?
What?
You're going to use a bike seat as a chair. What's it going to sit on?
You could just like put in like a block of concrete.
Nah, that was... Where are you going to get a block of concrete?
Bunnings?
You could just get a chair at Bunnings, I feel.
Yeah, you could just get a chair.
Yeah, chairs at Bunnings.
This is a ridiculous take. Yeah, I'm going to get a bike seat and turn it into a chair. That's what I'm going to do.
I actually think that's a really cool idea now. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Fuck you.
It was you!
And you're the one saying that guy have a bike seat lying around.
You're the
This was
only
all an
person who's like
elaborate plot to
thinks of a
catch
bike
you.
seat as something that you can use for something.
Yeah, you know.
You're the
Currently
bike
our
seat
list of
thief.
suspects is one person long and we're looking at them.
I mean, you live in Brunswick. You're not too far away. You could absolutely come and...
About to flee the country, suspicious.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very suspicious. Anyways, yeah, I've been listening to albums. That's my start.
What's
of it. Are you
today's?
happy?
What's today's
Oh,
album?
what's today's album? I will tell you what today's album is, but you're gonna have to stall for time, please.
Stolen for time. Stolen for time.
Stolen for time.
What's the date today?
Oh my
God,
god!
the 6th.
Okay.
I'm glad someone knows. I said, "Oh my
Rent-
god," to cover the
Rent
fact
is
I
due
didn't know.
tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The album is Rare by Oathbreaker. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, like me, then you don't.
Cool.
Do you want me to find out what sort of
Yeah, is it heavy metal?
It sounds like an Oathbreaker. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. The album art is interesting. It looks like hands in milk
Oh.
with like a cloth around it. I'm gonna pass this around to you, Ollie. You can show
It's an
Reuben.
audio medium, but don't let that stop us.
No, well, I described it.
For the
Ooh,
listeners at home, it looks
yeah.
pretty cool.
It looks, yeah, like hands covered in like cling wrap or something.
Yeah, it's real weird. I don't know what Oathbreaker is.
Listeners, you probably will have heard a little excerpt of one of the songs from it at the start of this segment.
Oh yeah, you'll have context as to what.
Yeah.
What it.
Huh, so like
What
copyright's not like a thing with this one?
No.
Nice.
We just ignore it and hope no one sues us.
Yeah.
Is that not how everyone does things?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do creative outlets, so I've never.
You're on a podcast.
What do you mean you don't do creative?
Well,
Hang on,
I've
hang
never.
on.
I couldn't tell you. Like I've never
You're
put
sticking
copyrighted
bike
music
seats
on
in
a.
concrete. There's all sorts of projects.
That's very
Your house
creative.
is like
But
a
that's not like it. That's
wall
not
full
like
of art and
you can't
craft.
like copyright that. Like,
Wow.
You might be able to.
Have you
You
thought
could-
about applying for a patent?
Yeah, you could have patented that design. Bike seats in concrete.
I suppose I could. I think I might start running out of bike seats though. Not many people leave them next to garage windows these days.
With
That's
wised
okay.
up.
I've heard there are a lot of bikes in front of the baths that you can take.
Well, there's one less now.
You actually stole Finn's bike, but it's just because you couldn't get the bike seat off. You're like, I have to take the whole thing. It's your only option. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what this band is like. Oh, it's hardcore punk, black metal,
Called it.
post metal,
Yeah.
post hardcore, and metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a real metaler.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
You're going to love bikes.
Oh, all metal.
Yeah.
What about the tires?
Well, the tyres and the seat you don't need. We've established this.
That's a good point.
You've literally taken off the only parts of the bike you don't want.
So I just have
It's
metal
a
left.
perfect item for you.
Man, this has really been my metal fix. I love it. Would I recommend anyone
who would you
doing
recommend this to?
doing this? Who would I recommend listening to a new random album from 2016 every single day for
Not
a whole
Ollie.
year?
You can't hack it.
Yeah, I would say like someone who's really into music. So I would say you, Ollie, except you tried and gave up like a absolute wuss.
I do my own I make a new playlist every single month. I try.
Okay.
I try and listen to which means then because I can't repeat songs, so I force myself to listen to.
You can't
new
repeat songs.
Well, because it's like I've heard.
What's a
that-
song?
You
don't have to
answer that. Don't stoop to that level.
I won't answer that without my lawyer present.
Do you have like a you obviously different artists and bands will come up multiple times, but is there like a limit? Because like mine would be just like 70 ABBA songs every month. Like do you have a rule about that, or you just vibe it?
No, there's no rules. It's just whatever I'm fucking with. So some
Yeah.
months it's does get a bit more specific.
Yep.
But it's usually like a super eclectic mix. It's not really like a playlist I can put on anywhere because it just there's super high highs and low lows and stuff
Okay.
like that. But yeah, and that means, but I usually then have to listen to a bunch of new songs and new artists every month to make that.
Right. So for someone who was saying before, I don't, songs, it's all about albums. You really are just like.
Well, I
digging
listen to the
into this-
albums and then pick the best songs from it.
Nah, couldn't be me.
Imagine listening to an album more than once.
I've listened to some of these more than once. I'll give you some. Why don't I give you? I'm gonna give you a couple of highlights
All right.
from from the past months. Let me go to my best of playlist.
If you could give me just like 3, that's about the number of new albums I listen to each year. So you could just give them all to me at once.
Okay. Well, there are some really good ones that I already knew of. Like there's Telephone by No Name. That was the first one of January. That was January 1st, Telephone by No Name. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. So that really got me in. From just right off the bat, a fantastic album, perfect. There was also Black Star by David Bowie, the last album by David Bowie. Absolutely phenomenal. Don't really listen to a lot of David Bowie as like albums, just like, I don't know. It's like I've listened to a lot of like 2.5, like 3-minute clips from David Bowie albums before that people have played, like maybe 4 minutes sometimes. I don't know. They're just shorter sections of like the larger piece.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't. It's kind of like a TikToks, but for music, I guess.
Cool, yeah.
And those are pretty good. But this is the first time I've listened to the thing as a whole.
They should have a name for those.
They really should. There was a Leonard Cohen album that I really liked, and I don't really listen to Leonard Cohen. That album's called You Want It Darker. There's been a bunch of like what? Oh, I listened to Beyonce's Lemonade for the first time. Really good. Honestly, a lot of this is like I've seen an album.
I've played some clips from Beyonce's Lemonade for you before.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Oh, perfect. Well, that's probably why I vibed with it so much. There was some Lucy Dacus, the album No Burden. That was fantastic. I really liked, who was it? Princess Nokia and the album 1992. That was fantastic. It's been really great. I would recommend it to people who have a lot of time on their hands and want to maybe don't know what their music taste is and they'd like to like discover more sorts of like albums. Like pick a month, pick days. Be like, I don't know, let me check what the album is on my birthday and listen to that. And just, it's a good way of exploring and finding new music. But also it's torturous and no one should really do it. So that's what I've started. Would I recommend starting it? I would recommend not starting it.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly. But like find another, I think it's a really good resource to discover new music. So if you're into discovering new music, look at the back 12 pages of James Acaster's book, Perfect Sound Whatever. Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go. Great. That was my start at it.
Thanks.
No problem. I think that's the first time anyone's ever thanked me for doing a segment on this podcast.
I'm an ungrateful wretch.
Yeah, Reuben always just like slaps me in the face
like that.
and just we have to cut out the slap. It's really rude.
That's most of the editing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just cutting out
just like
different
3
slaps
an
and abuse.
episode. Yeah.
Ollie, what have you started recently?
Well, in preparation for this podcast, I was like, man, I got to start something
Whoa,
cool.
whoa. Did you just say preparation for the podcast?
Ollie, did you
Get out of here, man.
You saw me.
I was pretty stoked to be on this podcast.
15
I've done
minutes
some
before
notes.
doing
Oh, we're
this.
so sorry.
I started my notes then.
Yeah, I know. And if I ever come back as a guest, I will make sure to have no notes.
You did message me and say, hey, what do I need to do for the podcast? And I was like, here's
Yeah.
a list of things.
That
Knowing
should have
full
been our
well,
first sign to lower your expectations for you.
yeah, I knew full well that like we wouldn't be as prepped as you were.
Yeah.
Yes, well, this is actually the most prepped I've been for anything in a while.
Congratulations.
I mean, it's your first creative project besides the bike seats in concrete.
Well, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, you haven't.
Oh!
You just have a pile of bike seats. You've been
No. The issue is I have a pile of concrete.
Oh,
And so I got to get rid of that before I move out on the 6th. But it's really heavy.
yeah, it's concrete. Got to find some more bike seats.
Yes.
Have you ever considered buying them new or just?
No, it's so expensive.
Yeah,
And then cuts into the profit margins.
it would.
This is a money making. This is a side hustle.
Okay, did you buy the concrete though?
No.
So
Fell off
just
the back of a truck.
a concrete truck. Yeah, perfect.
Not cement mixer.
I know.
It fell off in liquid form and made like perfect seat-sized cubes.
No, I just kind of like kept it moving. It came up in a bag and I'm
You
just
just
spinning it all the
rolled
way
it.
home. Yeah, pretty much.
Great, excellent. Okay, so besides stealing concrete from the back of a truck, what have you started?
I've been reading a textbook of sorts. Liquid Intelligence. It's by
Was it
David
for the concrete?
Arnold. No, there's no mention. I haven't finished it. Maybe there is some concrete in it. It's by Dave Arnold, and who is a food scientist, and he's kind of just obsessed with perfecting all forms of the cocktail. in all aspects, and it is so over the top and so utterly useless to my line of the specific drinks making that I'm doing, which at the moment is just opening cans. So.
Okay. So are they talking like specific like rotation of the wrists and
and
what
stuff like that, and like the
really?
like how to reach like thermodynamic equilibrium and all that sort of stuff, and like the perfect way to shake it and make ice and stuff like that, and just like absolute just like minute details. But it's a lot of fun. I've realized you can use a name cracker to actually like make drinks and stuff. I just thought it was like a drug thing.
Oh, yeah. No, apparently those are for things other from just putting names in balloons and whatnot.
So I'm yet to, I feel like it'd be a waste of my names to make a cocktail with it though. So I haven't done that yet, but I might try it out.
Yeah. What cocktail would you make with?
Anything you can do, like it cools it down with the nitrogen and then foams. So if I want like a foamy garnish sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do some fun stuff.
Right.
But some stuff that I have been trying out or been meaning to try out is using saline solution in my cocktails at home. It's a little tip. Just a little...
Like for extra saltiness?
Yeah. You don't...
like
salt.
Salt.
Well, like you don't taste the salt, but it's like how salt enhances flavor. So you can literally just say you're making a cocktail, put a pinch of salt in there.
Wow.
And it just makes it better. It doesn't taste salty, just...
That makes sense. I mean, when you're cooking, putting in salt, it brings out all the other
Just don't put
spices.
pepper in it.
Don't put pepper?
No, he says no pepper.
Are there any peppery drinks?
You could totally get a peppery drink.
Yeah?
Probably make like a peppery margarita.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Why this? Why this book?
Because it's really heavy and I haven't read it yet and I don't want to take it to New York, but I really want to read it because I spent $40 on it.
Wow.
So I'm like, fuck, I gotta
Did you
finish
buy it new or find it?
I bought it new. I got it. It was $60. I got a man on the inside.
Nice. Yeah. That's always good.
Yeah.
Love the man on the inside, especially at a bookstore.
Yeah, right.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's okay, because you've been doing bartending for a while now. How long?
Like 2 years.
Okay.
But I was like, what if I took it seriously, And but this is like, it's a fun to read, like shows you just like how seriously you can take it and just like how precise and like really good you can get.
I love it when someone knows like an insane amount of depth about something.
Yeah,
Even
it's
if
just
I'm not
so
necessarily
excessive.
interested in it, it's like, wow.
It's such
That's
like
really
a
cool.
novel thing for us, I feel. Talking to someone who knows a lot about
someone
topic.
who actually,
Well, I mean, that's young people, like, we're all yet to learn things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that often,
stuff.
especially in like some of the fields of work that I'm in. I'm like, oh my God, like I have so far to go in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you got like 80 years left to like
Yeah.
learn this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you're 80, you'll be the best dancer in the world, Reuben.
Yeah, planning on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to peak. I'm just going to go up, 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 up. Yeah.
Oh, so you peak when you're dead? Like
Well, I mean,
the second before you pass
Yes,
away?
that's right. On
Your
that
highest
nanosecond
point.
on my deathbed. Wow, you should see what I'm doing in my head.
You'll just be doing like
Just like 8
the
pirouettes.
most impressive
Yeah,
death
well-
drop anyone's ever done.
Yeah,
You're not rolling in your grave. You're doing pirouettes in there.
that's good.
So this is interesting that you're reading this right now as well while you're not like doing a whole lot of cocktail making.
Yeah, but
does it feel disappointing?
Yeah, but I've been trying to do some of it at home. For example,
Okay.
do you have a soldering iron?
No.
Oh.
You've asked me this before.
Yeah, well, freaking Finn doesn't have one. He gave it back.
Got to attach those bike seats
Wait.
somehow.
Well, no, the soldering iron is for heating up drinks.
Bike seats is just a plus.
Yeah.
sure.
No, the bike seat doesn't need a soldering iron. You just whack it straight in the concrete.
yeah.
It just
It's
stays.
so easy.
Wait, what do you need a soldering iron? What is this book?
Kind of like it's kind of like making like a on the fly mulled wine sort of style thing. Where he used to do it at his bar, like in a pint glass. You just make the drink, and then he would like heat up
The glass itself?
No.
Like from the outside?
No. What he'd do is get like
Stick
like
the
a
iron
like
in
a
the-
fire, like a red hot poker, and he would just stick it in the
Oh my
liquid inside the
God.
glass and
Oh my
heat it
God.
up and like not quite cook it, but do it. And so you can do it at home with just like a soldering iron stuff. And I thought that'd be kind of fun, but it doesn't matter because no one in my life owns a soldering iron.
No, you could own a soldering iron. Maybe one will fall off the back of a truck.
Yeah. No, yeah. Maybe. I think Ned might have one, but anyway. I'll track one down eventually.
Track one
Be
down.
the man on the inside of the
Yeah,
soldering
yeah,
iron
yeah.
shop.
Does it ruin the fun a bit when it's talking about, okay, this is the perfect angle to do this? and-
It totally ruins the fun. I just like getting people drunk. I don't actually care about making cocktails.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not putting fucking saline solution in this shit. But, I suppose I should.
I mean,
It makes me feel bad when I'm not doing the things he says to do.
right.
Because it's like...
Is there anything you, like, outwardly, just absolutely objective, be like, psh, that's not worth it?
Literally, like, everything he talks about.
Right.
Like, nothing in this book seems... the salient solution, like, some of them seem like a little bit more doable. And it's like, if you really cared or work in the right place, totally worth it.
Sure.
Like,
some of them are bring a soldering iron to work.
Yeah, like, he's also talking about how to make good ice at home. And I was tempted to do that, but then it turns out I lost my esky, so I can't do that. But at work, we use, like, clear ice, and it is better. It's just nicer.
How do you make good ice?
What is that?
So normal ice is like cloudy, like a little cloudy, right?
Yeah.
It's like the imperfections and stuff and the way it freezes, ice crystals and stuff. He goes into so much depth about it. I was reading this last night, like, poof. But to make clear
So
ice,
it's very fresh. You've read it last night.
I've been reading it constantly the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's a textbook,
So it is like a full text.
hardcover textbook. Yeah. It's a serious book.
Wow.
But anyway, so to make clear ice, get like an esky, so it's like insulated on all sides except the top. And then like half fill it with hot water.
Okay.
Not cold water, but you can still let it cool before you put it in, because otherwise it'll defrost everything else in the freezer. Blah blah. But so yeah, hot water, put it in, and then the way that freezes it replicates like freezing in a lake, because it's insulated on all the other sides, and it keeps it clear. Or
Whoa.
you can also use at my work we have clear ice, and they make it in huge blocks, like meters by meters.
Yeah, right.
And they use fish filters, like fish tank filters, to keep the water moving and aerating. Not
What the
air.
heck?
Yeah. And so you can take it really seriously, and then you get clear ice. And
What
then,
does that do? Is ice not ice? Like, surely...
No, ice is actually not ice. That's what this guy's saying. Ice is not ice. Like, not at all. Clear ice helps because it looks cooler, and
then so...
I don't think it does anything else.
Yeah,
I think it shakes a little better.
Okay, well,
Do they
right.
break it off or like shave it? Like, so at work you're saying they make it in like...
Yeah,
blocks.
they use
How
like
do
a...
you- how do you
there's
make
like
a
a...
drink.
So they
have
get
an
a
ice
ship...
saw?
Yeah, they have just like a sanding... Not a sanding belt, like a... It's just a
Yeah.
belt... What are those called? Like a...
A sanding belt?
No, they just like put it through like a blade, like a standing
Yeah,
blade,
right.
and they
Like a-
just...
Yeah, like
Like
a...
slicing bread. Like those bread slicing machines at the bakery.
Kinda. Yeah, and they just push the ice through and just, and then they ship it to my work in boxes.
Yeah, right.
They okay, so they do
squares,
that
yeah.
before it gets to your work. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always get confused by how they make like all the different ices that they have. It like super fancy places. Like sometimes they have those round ice cubes. Like,
Oh, yeah, well, that's just like a ice cube tray and then another ice cube tray over the top.
oh,
And you just like fill it from a little hole in the top.
oh,
Yeah. That makes total sense.
yeah, that makes sense. Wow, I'm having a lot of epiphanies.
This is cool.
today.
This is...
Yeah. How long is this textbook?
What? How?
How long? Like, how big is the textbook? Is it a lot to
really
read?
big. It's like 300-400 pages.
Wow. Okay. And you're planning on reading it all, getting it all?
I'd like to read most of it because, it'd be good to just know this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But you haven't taken any of it into practice yet?
No.
Fantastic.
I tried to make a syrup the other day, but I fucked it up. So
Damn.
What was it? What was the syrup?
oleosaccharum, so it's like a super concentrated like sugar citrus syrup.
Okay.
But you're not supposed to put it in the fridge, and I just kind of put it in the fridge.
Why not? Does it stay pretty well?
I don't know.
You're the one reading the book.
The book's really complicated.
The way that this podcast works, right? Is someone has done a thing, and then the other people
No, I've started
ask
the thing.
about it and say, "Hey,
This is the start of
tell
the
us
section.
about that. We want to know more."
Yeah.
No, honestly, you've had great answers for a lot of things.
Yeah,
so far. It's like, tell me about
honestly,
ice. All right,
I've
I
learned
will.
way more than anything Jett ever brings, to be honest.
Okay. Rude.
We've got a couple of questions we usually ask at the end of a segment, Ollie, which is like, who's it for? Like, who would you recommend it for? And like, should you start it?
Yeah, I'd say honestly anyone with an interest in cocktails, like even like home cocktails, it's still like good enough for, because it is just like, I think it shows you the depth of which you can take something that is essentially just getting people fucked up, and like shows you like how seriously you can take it, and maybe it's not all about getting fucked up and stuff. So it's like interesting for that sort of level, and like people are interested in taking it more seriously.
Yeah, cool.
So I'd recommend it.
Nice.
And it's a great coffee table. It looks good.
Yeah.
Like people walking like, oh, you got that? Yeah.
And yeah, it's worth starting. Like,
Yeah.
cool. Excellent.
Amazing.
I'm like interested in you telling me more about it, but I'm not interested in reading it myself. Like I'm interested in making cocktails. I went to a party just the other night and they had like a whole cocktail station set up. Like a bunch of different liquors, a bunch of different syrups, a bunch of different fruits, and like make a cocktail. So I got to make a bunch of
make the red jets?
I made the red jets.
One trick pony.
It was I made the mistake of like I made like 2 of them, one for myself and one for someone else, and then I like had other people take sips of it. I was like, oh, you should try this.
Yeah, game over.
Big mistake. Yeah. I was there for the next hour making red jets, and I had to call it up at some point. I was like, these are the last 2 that I'm making. It's stupid. I hate making good stuff for people. They just keep asking for more than grubby little buggers.
God damn it.
That would just be all of your work.
Yeah. And there's nothing worse than when you make like a really good looking cocktail, but it's a pain to make, and you bring it out, and then everyone's like, "Ooh, what's that? I'll have that." Oh, dude, really? No, you won't.
I don't want to make this again.
It won't be that good. You won't have that.
This shit sucks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I've started.
That's what you started. Next up is our Finished It.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not do a Finished It, even though I had a great Finished It to do.
You're lying to me.
Yeah, I had a terrible Finished It
because I had a started it that I wanted to talk about, and a bunch of Finished It's that are, and so I'm going to give you one of those.
Okay, Reuben, what have you finished?
I have finished X2. Or should I say Z2, Z-Men United, which is what it was called in some regions.
It was called
Yeah. Oh, you look so confused, and I'm so sorry. It had it had a colon and a subtitle.
Have you?
Is this? I couldn't even tell you what format this is. What is this?
Have you listened to our X-Men episode?
Oh, I have actually.
Yeah. Great.
Because you're talking.
It's
about
not one of the ones you
skipped
skipped because we.
No, I heard that one. Yeah.
No, that was the one that I was talking about being at the back of the bar, and it seems like an excellent.
Yeah, because I thought that was so funny.
It's so great. I'm so glad.
Yeah, this is 2 thing. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Well, first of all, I just want to say what an absolute validation of teleportation as the best power. Because there's a new character in this one called Nightcrawler, and their power is teleportation and also a spiky tail. And the very first scene of this movie is them absolutely tearing through the White House. Just absolute destruction. No one can stop this teleporting freak. So, teleportation, 1 point there.
I'm pro teleportation,
Yeah.
Because you wanted to teleport to your bed in the last podcast.
Yeah.
You're talking about that.
I enjoy
imagination.
And you can also teleport to the back rooms of a bar, I think.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but also if you had like the mystique power of turning into anyone, you can also get into the back room of the bar.
Yeah, but
and
really
you can,
slowly. What if the bar's on the other side of town?
Well, you can deceive. It's fun. You can do some
It's
deception.
fun for like a week, and then it's like, I still gotta. It's this travel thing, you know. Teleportation gives you everything that like flight, invisibility, shapeshifting gets you, but faster.
You could like have your house in France, like on the Alps or something like that, but you hang out with all your Melbourne friends. You just teleport there to go to sleep and like.
But like the best thing about like you got to enjoy the little stuff. You're just skipping all the little stuff.
The little stuff
flying
sucks.
to France?
Yeah.
No.
It's ridiculous. This is
sucks.
This is the issue
ridiculous.
with the young people these days. They never want to such short attention span. It's always like next thing. This is why you all love TikTok. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I don't think either of you have TikTok.
No,
and I
you
do,
watch
so
more
that's-
TikTok than both of us combined.
Look. But yeah, teleportation. You're just skipping all the fun little bits. You don't get to enjoy
absolutely
them.
not.
Okay. What did you enjoy about X2? Oh, sorry, this is 2.
Mostly the teleportation. I've never seen such a boring character have such a fun like power and action scenes. Because Nightcrawler did nothing for me.
Oh. Nightcrawler's fun.
What else
Played
did
by
I-
Alan Cumming.
Yep.
From Spy Kids fame.
Yep. But what's he playing? What's he doing? He speaks German and like believes in God a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. Did nothing for me.
Okay. Tell me why.
Just like a little bit? Like
A little bit of what?
He believes in God like a little bit?
No, like a lot. Like he's saying Latin all the time and he's saying prayers and stuff. But it doesn't really. I don't know. They have a couple of conversations about faith, but like. I don't know. Doesn't play into the broader themes of anything or anything.
Okay, what's like, I don't know, Storm's.
Yeah, look,
Like-
I've also got complaints about Storm. You can't just name any other person. Storm's got nothing to do in this movie. Honestly, quite a few characters have nothing to do in this movie.
Yeah, it's a superhero team-up film.
Yeah,
That's
there's
how
kind
it
of
works.
just a lot of nothing happening, although Magneto and Mystique working with the good guys is pretty fun.
I
Not gonna
remember
lie.
when we were watching it, we were about 2/3 of the way through, and you said, wow, there's a lot happening in this film.
Yeah.
So there was nothing happening, but there's a
No,
lot
like,
happening.
there
Like,
was
what
a
do
lot
you...
happening. Like, we kept cutting between, like, all the different things. But there kind of wasn't much happening. I really like the central story of, like, Professor X and the kid Jason and the villain, Stryker. And, like, the fun camera tricks they employed to get the audience into, like, both of those realities are happening at once. There was like a dream sequence, and then there was, like, what was really happening in the horrible, muddy, boring grey world. And they were, I don't know, just cut together really well, and sometimes you could see like both of them coexisting in the frame. That was fun. That was cool. I enjoyed it. Like, it passed a couple of hours. I think it's just very like loaded. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Rogue didn't get much of a story. I feel like Pyro's like descent to the evils was just kind of there. A lot of things just happened.
I mean, yeah, it goes over like some of Wolverine's origin, because Wolverine's still hunting for like how he became Wolverine. It has, yeah.
He doesn't know?
No, he has amnesia. That's his whole thing.
No.
That's why they have the whole film, Z-Men Origins Wolverine.
Is that the one where he fights Deadpool without a mouth?
Yeah, the guy with the mouth that doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah, nice.
And
Yeah.
also he has like Baraka blades. Like Baraka from Mortal Kombat has these like massive blades coming out. Deadpool has that for some reason.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a weird film.
Have you seen any of these, Ollie? The Fox,
A little bit.
X-Men
I
films?
was, yeah, a tiny bit.
Yeah, I've seen none of
Seen
them.
one of them, I
except-
think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff going on, like all the Professor X stuff. Then, yeah, we have stuff with Iceman and his family, and he has a whole bit where he goes to his family and says, hey,
That
I'm
was
a
good.
mutant. And they're like, oh, okay.
Have you
well, there's-
tried not being a mutant?
Yeah, it was very much of, have you tried not being gay?
Yeah,
sort
very
of
much so.
commentary there.
Had he?
No, he hadn't
No.
tried not being a mutant. Maybe he should have tried that.
Maybe he
well,
should have
can he?
just
Yeah.
tried changing a fundamental thing about himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he could
might
have-
have been fine.
It didn't seem like he was putting in a lot of effort. Maybe if he just tried harder,
Ridiculous.
he'd simply not be a mutant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
It's worth thinking about at least.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's worth writing off immediately, you know.
No,
Keep the doors open. Keep the options on the table. Yeah.
exactly. And who knows? There might be some conversion therapy, anti-mutant school that he
Yikes.
could go to that.
Yeah, I assume that's a plot point in one of these movies, right?
Well, yeah. And,
Not yet.
wait.
There was like a juice for the mutants that the villain had, like stuck it in the back of their necks and like controlled them for a bit.
Ah,
So
Yep.
that was close.
cool.
Yeah, it was. Not removing the mutant gene.
Not trying to demutant them though.
Demutant those.
Demutate. Doesn't matter.
There was a lot of killing all the mutants.
There was a lot of kill all the mutants, and then Magneto flipped it and wanted to kill all the humans.
Yeah.
Both of which seem like poor solutions.
Basically,
to be honest.
Professor X like focuses on anyone too hard, he can just kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because the metal's in their blood.
No, Professor X who just has the mind powers.
Oh, let's talk about the metal
I'm thinking of
powers,
Magneto,
though.
aren't I?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Magneto.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I get those two confused. Magneto. Yeah, that guy's got the metal powers.
No.
Magneto's
both
the
like old
mind
guys.
one, right?
Yeah.
Magneto starts this film in like an all plastic prison, right? There's no metal anywhere because that's what he can control, so he can't get out. He's just a useless old man without any metal around. But there's metal in everything. So even like when Professor X comes in, like he has a whole like plastic wheelchair designed just so there's no metal in it, right? And the way he gets out is Magneto has Mystique, one of his like underlings, like put a little bit of extra iron into the blood of the guard through like an injection. And then what he does when the guard comes in is he pulls the iron, the metal, out of his blood and then uses it to like punch through the glass and the plastic and float on that tiny bit of metal to escape. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's really
it's
cool.
a cool scene.
That's
It's a
cool,
very
yeah,
cool
yeah.
scene.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And the raid on like the X Mansion is also very cool. Like it's kind of brutal. Like it's
Yeah, there's a
horrible
bunch of
people in,
like
SWAT gear like invading this school for kids, really. It's
and just starts
quite
shooting
confronting.
kids with
Yeah.
like tranquilizers and
Yeah, it's
stuff.
full on.
And starting to, like and just take the kids.
Yeah.
It's really it's quite intense. Did you enjoy it better than the first one, Reuben?
about the same.
Yeah.
It's bigger in like scope and ambition, which is fun. It's not quite as like neatly wrapped up or short, but they balance each other out a bit. I don't regret watching it. Yeah.
That's a positive, I guess.
It is.
Yeah, it's huge, honestly.
Yeah.
That's arguably like the one thing you want is to like enjoy the thing.
Or not regret watching the thing, you know. I regret a lot of things, so it's pretty huge.
Wow.
good.
Do you regret watching anything
Buying
off the
that
top
book?
of your head?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
It was a rainy day the other day. Finn and I set up the projector. We were like, what do we watch? I had to go to work soon. So I was like, let's
Hang
watch
on, whoa, rewind. You set up the what?
the projector.
Like a...
We don't have a TV in our house. We just have a huge projector.
This is wild to me. This is...
Have you never heard of the concept
Shout
of
out
a
the Nazis
projector?
for that one.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that.
You really can't just let that lie there. You have to rewind
we
now.
stole a projector off some Nazis. So
Okay.
it's a very anti-Nazi statement.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are bad and they deserve to get their projector stolen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anywho, so we set up the projector. And we started watching The Thing because I hear it's really good and it was kind of
the
like
original one or the...
Well, here's the issue.
Oh, no.
We knew there was an original and a modern one, and we knew the original was good. And I was like, I don't like horror movies, but it was like the middle of the day, so I was like, I can actually probably get away with watching this. I just cut up the Finn if it gets scary. And then we started, and we're like, wow, this looks really modern. And I'd heard that the old thing was like quite ahead of its time and quite modern, so we're just like, let's go with it. And then like halfway through, it just was like still sucking ass.
Right.
And we're like, dude, I think this is the new thing. And it was. We just watched the entirety of The Thing 2011, which is like the worst movie I've seen in a while. And now it's like, I was so in the mindset to watch The Thing. And now it's like, I'm probably not going to watch it for another year or two.
Oh, right.
Or like ever. You know, I don't know. Well, just like, I don't know, it took a lot of mental effort to be like, okay, let's watch a horror movie because I don't like horror movies.
Yeah.
And then,
wow. You didn't want to check at any point?
I was pirating it.
Okay.
And I just clicked The Thing. It was looking back, it was like so obvious. But it was really a terrible movie, honestly. It was really bad. It wasn't scary. It wasn't at all like Among Us.
Oh yeah, because the whole thing of The Thing is like it turns into
but this was more like horror because they just kind of showed the creature. It was all CGI, but it just wasn't scary. It was in full natural light and stuff. And then because like all the debating scenes, it was like a woman running it kind of thing. Like she was like the first one to realize stuff. But it was her and with a team of men, so no one listened to her. Which was like, you know, it was just a bit annoying to watch. And then like it was cool because like, you know, she's the main character and it's like a woman savior sort of thing. And then like the second there's like any like at all masculine type, like they have to drive a car. Right. Who gets in the driver's seat? Who do you reckon?
It's gonna be the
man who just comes back on scene just for that, just to drive the car. Okay, what was the point of having a woman in charge at all? Like if you're not going to take that seriously.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
But anywho, so that's something I regret. Watching The Thing 2011.
Maybe we should add a new category to the podcast.
Regrets. Things you fucked up recently.
Just regrets. Yeah, I really shouldn't have done this one thing. No, honestly, that's kind of half of the stuff that we bring up. Yeah, it's like I watched or did this, and it was it was fine.
It was fine. Anyway, I watched or did this too. It was fine.
Yeah. I feel like you've soured on it.
No,
I think it's better than the first one. I think.
Okay, why?
The story's better. The villain, while the villain isn't like Stryker, isn't more interesting than Magneto.
But you do get Magneto in there anyway.
That's true.
First one. But
the villain's sort of arc and driving force is more interesting. Like the whole story around the antagonist is better. Like Magneto's thing in the first one is I want to build a giant like bubble force field that like turns people.
That was
into
a bit
mutants.
goofy.
This one's a lot more.
I want to kill all the humans. Wow,
yes,
deep.
but I want to like use my son who is a mutant that I've like, you know, done these experiments on to manipulate, and then manipulate.
It's a metaphor.
What's it a metaphor for?
Oh, well, like you can, we've talked about this before, how you can like kind of pick any oppressed minority, but in my head, Jason, the villain's son, was gay. Like he says, just a few of the lines, like even when he's, Jason's about to like trick Professor X into achieving the villain's goal and he says like, I'll be proud of you, and just that like conditional love that he has. Just a couple of things like that.
Yeah. But so I think there's a lot of things about this film that's better. It also looks a bit better. Like the 2001
that's true.
Looks a bit.
You see Wolverine fight Lady Wolverine.
Yeah,
I say that like it was bad. It was It's pretty entertaining.
Her fingernails are all the
Yeah.
the
That's
claws.
so awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
Of
cool.
course. Of course it's her fingernail.
Yeah, I know.
She's a woman.
It's a woman, so it's got to be her nails.
Yeah.
It is. There's a
Stupid. Stupid.
It takes a while for her to like. It's like at the end of the film where she shows what she can do.
Yeah, the whole movie
time.
she's just been like this, like, mysterious presence who keeps cracking her knuckles really loudly.
Yeah, like all of like her fingers all the time is like. It's so like
It's disgusting.
gross.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this? Yeah. No, it's fun. It's a fun scene. It's
fun.
Who
Watch
would
it if you
recommend
like the
to?
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reckon it's worth starting?
Oh, definitely watch it. Yeah, it's worth
Yeah.
finishing even.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
Radical.
Oh wait, we're
Yeah.
on to finished
Yeah.
it. Sorry, it's worth finishing.
Mm.
That's good.
definitely.
Nice. I like it. I'm glad we're keeping the men
Yep.
train running. Are we
Yep.
going to do this for every film that we watch?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there are any that don't have the letter X in the title, but it's kind of in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah. The next one's the third one, which is apparently bad.
Apparently.
I say that. I've seen it. I know that it's bad, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm going to try my darndest to enjoy it. God damn it.
Good luck.
Oh,
See how
boy.
it
I
goes.
said that. Oh, no.
It's not.
Oh, no.
It really falls
We've
off.
got some regrets incoming, I think.
Yeah. We definitely did a regret segment.
Oh, boy.
No, we don't. I'm going to
No,
regret adding
that's-
another segment to this podcast.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, something I won't regret though is asking Ollie, what have you finished recently?
Well, I finished. Well, I'm glad you asked. That was the reason I asked to be on this podcast in the first place.
Oh, here
because
we go.
I finished this.
Not because you wanted to spend time with us,
Here
not
we
because you
go.
wanted to start a new creative endeavor.
I spent. I
You
see,
weren't
I
sick
see
of-
like a bunch.
Oh,
I
right.
never see you.
That's actually so true. Yeah.
Yeah, the other
we don't
night you
hang out
asked
enough.
me over for dinner and I just did.
Yeah, good thing you didn't come because I put chicken in that curry. I didn't give a fuck.
Wow.
I put hella veggies too. It was a good curry.
Nice.
Just for some
Broccoli?
If you want some. Yeah, I put broccoli in that.
Yeah, you gotta put broccoli. The dentist
The dentist
recommended
said so,
broccoli.
yeah.
Yeah, I
You've gotta have
didn't
broccoli.
steam it though. Fuck her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, radical.
Does the
You're gonna
steaming
get
do
so sick.
anything?
Your
What's just
teeth
the
will
healthiest
fall
way to eat food?
Oh. That makes sense.
'cause you don't
Like
know.
if you're making dumplings, it's probably better to steam them than to fry them.
Yep.
That's the first thing I could think of that you steam.
That's so fish.
You steam fish?
Well, I don't because it doesn't taste as good.
Who steams fish?
But like the health
Healthy
freaks,
people,
yeah,
ugh.
you steam
Yeah.
fish. You want to steam vegetables and fruit and
I
vegetables.
never steam
because
a
it gets
vegetable.
like otherwise you're cooking it and like there's like burnt stuff and
Yeah.
you put in the sauce. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
the way I
yeah.
cook fish is like I cook like salmon with soy sauce and brown sugar. You're not supposed to eat soy sauce and brown sugar.
No?
Oh, no,
Well, it's heaps of sugar and salt.
Yeah.
And when you cook olive oil,
Salt
which
brings out the
oil-
flavour in
like
things.
raw olive oils, that was good, really healthy for you. But apparently, when you fry it, it like snaps the carbohydrates from like long ones into small ones, and then they're real bad for you.
That
Wait.
sounds like a thing that would happen. Yeah.
So you're saying that what the fuck is this?
You never heard of this?
I suddenly have like two very like scientifically health people who know
I just
all
said
the
you
intricacies
snap
of
the
food.
carbohydrates or something. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat cooked oil.
Yeah,
What? That's what you use to
Oil
cook
is so
things.
bad for you.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
So if I drunk, I don't know, a liter of oil on this
you'd be fine.
podcast
You can
right
totally
now,
good.
it'd be fine.
You can
It'd be
totally.
mad.
I'd actually recommend drinking olive oil, but just
Speaking
don't
from
cook it
experience,
first.
If you drink a liter of anything live on air, it may come out your nose. But yeah, it would be healthy. It would be fine for you.
Yeah, you good to drink
Weird.
straight olive oil. Yeah, it's what the Greeks, the Mediterranean diet.
That
yeah,
makes sense.
although that thing doesn't really
Wow,
exist
yeah.
anymore.
It's all carbs now. 'cause
Yeah,
they
I went
brought
over
the
to
pasta
Greece.
over from China.
That's an overweight country for sure.
I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on in this.
Don't eat food; it's bad for you.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at this
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
But I
Eat
think I
the most bland vegetables
Yeah.
cooked the least you can. And
I
that's
discovered
healthy,
a huge
but
hack
also boring.
in which I don't really eat much food, so I totally
Wow, what a hack!
I totally get away with eating unhealthy food. The small
Because you eat not. Wow.
I've had
I feel
because
like
it's like
that's not
If
how
I
that
simply
works.
don't eat two of the three
'cause
meals
now-
a day, then the third meal can be like ice cream.
no, because now it's like,
exactly what I
well, at
was
least I'm eating something. Like my breakfast the last week
Oh, so
has
you've
been
got yeah.
has been
Hang
like
on, so you're saying that in comparison to starvation, any food is healthy?
yeah, pretty much.
Oh
It's a
my
huge-
God, that's not right.
Yeah. Like I've been eating
it's not wrong.
bagels, like a bagel with like a
Bagels are
bunch.
good.
Yeah, bagels are great, and I'm preparing my body for the bagels because I know I'm gonna be eating a lot of them soon. So, but then
Oh,
like
yeah, go- oh,
like
yeah, you-
bacon, egg, Jarlsberg, some adobe sauce.
Sorry,
and
what
shit
are
like
the
that.
last two things you said?
I know one of them.
Jarlsberg.
The Jarlsberg is cheese, but what's that other thing you said?
Jarlsberg is cheese? I've never heard of
Yeah.
this cheese. And I'm the cheese connoisseur. I know all about cheeses.
No, you must not be if you've never eaten Jarlsberg. Come on, the
Never
whole,
heard of
it's got
Jarlsberg.
holes in it.
Is that not Swiss cheese?
It's a type of Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is like 400 things.
Yeah.
They copyright their cheese. You know this.
They copyright the holes in the cheese.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they were getting too as the process got more modernized, they were making the milk too clean and they started losing the holes.
I
so they
did
had to
see
figure
that,
out
yeah.
the right amount of like carbon and other stuff to add to the milk so that they kept the holes in the cheese.
I did hear about that.
It's a whole science.
Yeah.
Wild.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have a Jarlsberg, and then what's the last thing that you have?
Adobe sauce. It's
What's
I think it's a type of chili, adobe chili.
Oh.
And so it's like I just have it. It's what I put in like tacos, like taco meat and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And just spray a bit because I was doing like a mixture of like barbecue sauce, Worcestershire, and Tabasco.
Do you blend them beforehand, or do you just...
I don't, but I should. But then I figured if I just use adobe, so it's like that's all three of those things.
Oh, well, there you go.
Smoky and hot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Brilliant. Nice.
Anywho.
Okay, and that's been giving you enough sustenance for...
I am so fucking full right now. Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad. That's good to hear.
Yep.
Especially if you, have barely been eating.
So it's like, that's not that healthy, but you know, it's eating food, so it's good.
I love a good just like stacking a bunch of foods together. And just
it makes me
massive
feel
meal.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty psyched about that. But anyway, that's not what I've
That's
finished.
not what you've started? Finished?
Finished. I have finished Fleabag.
Oh!
How good is that show?
Fleabag is great!
Oh
It's
my god.
excellent. Oh, you've only just gotten into it.
Finn's been trying to get me to watch it for a year, but it wasn't on any streaming services,
Yeah.
so I just finally found a good
Jets
pirating site.
and I have both had it on like a USB for
Oh, you weren't going to tell me
many
that?
years.
No.
We didn't ask.
You didn't ask.
Well, no, you weren't going to recommend it to me?
It's
It's right up
You
my
should have
alley.
brought that up, Jet. That's on you.
I screwed up here. That's
Yeah,
my
It's
bad.
hella up my alley.
And so you finished both seasons?
Yep. Because in like 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
'Cause there's only like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
But
And then like half an hour.
I was super inspired by it because I just previously finished Fisk.
Okay, what's
Have you-
Fisk?
Fisk is, I think of it as the middle-aged woman's Fleabag.
Oh.
As much as
That's
middle-aged
the
woman
Kitty
was-
Flanagan show in Melbourne,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's set on Errol Street, the Wild West of Melbourne, and my friend, a very close friend, lives just off Errol Street. So I spent a lot of time there. I'm a huge fan of that. I think it's very funny that the plot point in the first episode, one of them is she gets banned from the only artisanal cafe on Errol Street. I've been to that street before. Yeah. There's more than one artisanal cafe. Like it was a great show. And I thought. So then I started watching Fleabag, and I think it was slightly similar in that they're just women-led TV shows, and there's so few of them that there's that any TV show, any comedy led by a woman is similar.
Yeah.
But Fleabag was fantastic. I love that. I just love that the men in that show all sucked, and they were really only there for Fleabag to have sex with, or just to like advance the plot a little bit, you know.
Or to be like the butt of some jokes.
Yeah, they really just like. Well, it was, except then in the second season when like she really started fleshing out characters, the priest.
The priest.
Oh my god, it actually became like an incredibly well-rounded character and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a great character,
Really good character.
But before that, it was just like the men in there were just bums, and I thought that was very funny to watch.
The guy who had who has the buck teeth, he was in Barbie.
Yes, apparently, yeah.
So,
but those teeth aren't real.
no, they're not real. They're not real teeth.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, good. I'm glad for him, but
I found that whole plot point just kind of funny. It was just a guy that she was like kind of flirting with on like a bus or something, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go for it," and then they like hook up a couple of times, and she's like, "I don't know how I feel about this." Like it's just like a very
that guy
normal
sucked.
like I'm gonna see this person, but I don't really like them. Not very attracted to them, but I get the intimacy, and that's what I want right now.
Yeah. No, I really like fell for Fleabag's character as well, like quite badly, and it was the sort of thing where. Like it's, I guess you see it a lot in other shows where it's like because they're the main character, you don't think they're a bad person, but like she's like a real bad person.
Oh, great!
In the first season, I think she not matures, but like does a little better.
Yeah.
But
the
like
second season,
like especially with the like plot twist, I guess at the end. With the the friend and the boyfriend and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, wow, yeah, no, she like sucks.
Yeah, she's not fantastic.
But yeah, and I absolutely love the talking to camera. I loved it when she said something that she was then about to say.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just felt like the little inside scoop was like inside joke between the viewer and her, and
Because it came from a stage play, like a one woman. I don't know.
Yeah, which is actually you guys doing anything tonight?
I might be.
It's being
I
played
was
at the
gonna
Novo
say,
at
it's
8
coming
o'clock.
back, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I was going to go, but then I'm hosting a dinner party, alas.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
that's-
But so if you want to do something tonight,
I was
going
going to say, I know that there were.
Damn, I
Yeah,
kind of want to see
yeah.
that. I've got a board games thing on tonight, so I might not be able to, but I haven't seen
Well, I
that.
guess I'm going to see Fleabag.
Okay, Reuben's going to the cinema alone again. What a new novel concept.
Well, I would have gone with you guys, but you're too busy, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to host a dinner party, apparently.
Yep.
Too busy to be good feminists. I get it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's the sort of
Okay.
joke you would normally make.
Yeah,
See how low it is?
it's pretty low.
Yeah.
I don't
And
like
you
it.
can't like do anything, but you're like, great. You
I've
got
seen
me, I guess.
Fleabag
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Barbie and enjoyed
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do, right? To
I'm
be a good
qualified, right?
feminist?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Love it.
One of your 2 copies of Fight Like a Girl has recently been returned, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
It's a good point.
2 copies, listeners.
Yeah, 2 copies. Yeah, I gotta have something to lend out. It's a good book. It's worth it. That isn't your finisher though.
No, that felt too egregious to be like, hey guys, I'm new to the pod. I'm just going to be talking about feminist literature I've read the whole time.
No, instead talk about a
Well, I
feminist
guess
show
that is still better.
That's kind of what you. I mean, there's also a.
But this one's a little bit less like controversial or whatever.
there's
Yeah.
Marginally.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I liked Fight Like a Girl, but I don't think I have much to say on the concept.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
It's Fleabag. Oh my god, it's so funny.
There's a book. There's the book of Fleabag that is just like literally a script and had and had some extra stuff. It's called Fleabag: The Scriptures. I
Okay.
actually got it for a friend like last Christmas, and there are 2 copies of it, and the original copy is like gorgeous. It's just like this really nice hardcover, like dark, deep blue book with just really nice lettering, and then the new copy is just like. It's got like graphics on the front and it just doesn't look as nice. So I had to hunt down the original. It was very difficult to hunt down because people like Fleabag. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really hadn't heard about it. It was
Really?
just Finn telling me about it, and that's the only I
Wow.
heard it from. But I also love Tim Gelman. I think his
Tim
name.
Gelman?
He's plays the husband of her sister.
Yes.
Because
yes.
that's in
Terrible
the
person.
go to lunch. Remember that I
Yes.
showed you the Tim Heidecker thing? Where
Yes.
they go to get lunch together.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah, I really like that guy.
He's
I think
an
he's very
awful,
funny.
awful
God,
guy.
that guy sucks.
That
yeah.
guy's like kisses Fleabag or hits on
Kisses
her,
Fleabag. Yeah.
And it's just like not too long after. Did they get married in the show? Like,
No.
or they married for a while? They married for a while.
But I was impressed by like the first 2 episodes. I thought were just like the funniest TV I've ever seen, and then it got less and less funny, and just like started getting like a lot realer and just
Yeah, it gets a bit dark.
dark and just like no, it was well written from the start, but I think like delves into the characters more and stuff, but it managed to stay like pretty funny stuff. And I was impressed. I was happy with that. I was like, okay, now it's like a proper show. We're not just fucking about here.
Yeah.
I'm not just watching like Seinfeld again.
No, definitely different from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are some great scenes in that show. There's one that sticks out is when, Fleabag and her family's at dinner with the priest, because I think Fleabag's stepmom is taking everyone out to like meet the priest before the wedding. because the priest is,
she
like,
wants to show off the
yes.
priest. Yeah, that stepmom was so tough to watch.
Yeah, she's great.
It was
That's
like the perfect level of
cool.
cringe too. I can't do any more cringe than that, but that was a nice like.
Yeah.
Getting someone to
What's
fight
her name
Olivia
again?
Colman.
Olivia Colman. Yeah, she's fantastic. I always say this, but like they're remaking the Harry Potter. Like they're doing a Harry Potter show soon, just going all through the years. I think Olivia Colman would play an excellent Umbridge,
She's already played the same character as Imelda Staunton once.
which was in
The Crown.
The Crown. Playing
Played
Queen.
Umbridge. I mean the Queen.
The Queen, Queen Elizabeth. That scene is great. There's a whole bit where, Olivia Colman's character is like pressing him as to why he doesn't talk to his brother anymore.
Oh,
he's like,
yep.
you've fallen off. Like, what's happened? Like, does he not approve of you being a priest? Like, is he not a part of the church? And he's just like, he's a pedophile.
Yes.
And just,
Yeah, she was the worst.
yeah.
Absolute worst.
But like his, Fleabag and the priest whole romance is great.
I like that the first season also started with a sex scene almost every episode, and I was playing it on the projector in Finn's room, and Finn walked in while they were just like going at it.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck, man?
Like, I'm watching Fleabag. You recommended it.
Yeah.
No, it's brilliant. There's a lot of fun stuff. I like in the second season with the priest where there's because they're dealing like with belief and faith, and there's a lot of questioning of the Catholic Church. There's a lot of it's what's the name? I don't know if it's magic realism. I don't think it's that, but it's a bit surreal in the way that sometimes when someone uses like God's name in vain.
You mean that painting falls down that one time?
The painting falls down.
It happens twice.
Yeah, it happens like
okay.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But I think that's just like coincidence.
Yeah, but it's also just like a bit.
It feels funny.
It's
Yeah,
just a bit funny. Also,
It's funny that decisions were then made because paintings fell down.
yes, yeah. Also, I still don't. I need to rewatch it, but I don't.
I'll watch it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it again. Like right now. Yeah.
Wow. You
That shit was so
You
good.
don't need a couple of months
No,
distance. No, this isn't a thing situation.
no.
No. Why is the priest obsessed with like has this fear of foxes?
Oh. Yeah,
I remember him having a fear
Yeah.
of foxes. Like there's always a fox like around the corner, like hunting
Yeah, I
down or
can't really
something.
remember.
You
also,
watched it 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, I'll
Probably
also like this is why I watched it again with you. I was like unbelievably stoned for all of it.
Okay.
My latest I got a new dealer and it's way stronger. And I'm not used to it, so I've been having to watch every episode twice. I'll watch it at night and then be like, go to watch it and another episode in the morning. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't remember this at all.
And you're still happy to watch the third time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Jett, you used a portion of Fleabag recently.
I did. When I was auditioning for Heather's, the musical production that I'm in, one of the bits of the audition was a monologue in an American accent. So I did, even though Fleabag's British, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed when I found that out.
Yeah.
But
You
I mean,
don't
you
like
also
British
like
TV?
gender
I'm
flip,
pretty
but,
sick
like,
of British
what-
people.
These things don't matter.
That's why you're moving to New York?
Yup.
You're like, yeah, I want to be in the place where people absolutely despise the British.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I keep coming here and I've been hanging out with some British people. I'm done.
You're done. That's fair. I feel like British people, out of all people, is like a pretty justifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying hate anyone, but I'm just saying
You can get away with hating those. You don't get cancelled for hating the British.
You can have some grudges against the British for sure. I used the confessional booth scene where Fleabag's basically confessing to her sins as well as like saying what she wants. And I used that monologue to audition for Heather's.
That's awesome. Did you play both parts? Did you have to keep running around?
No. It's just the have you listened to our I talked about the bear recently on an episode of this podcast?
I didn't.
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay.
It will be for listeners. You'll be able to hear it right now, but
Great.
Ollie has not yet had it.
It's just spoiler alert for you.
Just you.
But oh no, if I spoil it, then you just will skip the bit in the podcast. I guess.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
the best bit.
It's I interview myself for the whole thing.
Oh, that's fun. Okay,
Yeah, it's just me doing both me and Reuben.
No, it's you doing you and Jett.
Oh, sorry, it's just me and me. But yeah, I just asked myself questions about the bear. So that's what I was doing for the.
Okay, yeah, cool.
But no, for the audition thing, I just got the bit where Fleabag's like talking. It's literally just her for a long bit.
Fantastic.
doing-
I mean, I was
Fantastic
also
stuff.
there reading lines
That's
back
brutal,
at you,
they
but
get-
whatever.
Oh wait,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
yeah, sorry, Reuben did help me with
I
a
was
couple
there.
of lines.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Just
rough.
writing
That then
out
they gave
history.
you chorus. Off
Yeah,
that, as if you didn't get lead off that.
No, I think
No
that was my
Veronica?
best bit. No, I didn't get Veronica for that. Well, the thing is,
There was
my
a singing audition as well.
yeah, there was a singing audition. That
And a
wasn't
lot
as
of
good.
people, like, was it 100?
100 people auditioned.
So many
Oh,
people.
what? And how many
Yeah.
people got roles?
Like 100 people auditioned for like maybe it was the thing as a whole. It was like I don't know, like 18 people got roles or something.
Wow, that's so top 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
yeah.
take chorus any day of the week. Damn,
Oh,
I didn't realize
yeah.
that. I kind of thought they were giving everyone roles.
No, they weren't giving it anyone.
No, it was huge.
No, Heather's is so popular. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Because
Wow,
it's such
okay.
a popular musical there.
And
Okay.
GTC have proven that, like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The company, the theatre company.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that my monologue was probably the thing that got me in, because also I was practicing singing for so long before that, like in the run up to sending through
If
that
I hear
audition.
freeze your brain one more time, it's going to freeze my brain.
Very good, very nice. But by the day that I had to record and put through the audition, my voice was tired and I'd gotten sick. So I think that monologue carried me through.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really wise. Yeah.
But Phoebe Waller-Bridge's everything that she writes, like it's all phenomenal.
She's got another TV show.
Crashing.
Yes. Is that worth watching?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I'll check that out next.
It's more of it's not like as intense or, I don't know, it doesn't have that auteurness that Fleabag does.
I didn't immediately watch it just because it wasn't all her. There were other characters in it. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
The other character's pretty good.
I don't care.
Okay, well. No, it's a really enjoyable, more focusing on the comedic side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I can work with that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up about Fleabag?
Who would you recommend it to?
Literally everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're like, literally anyone that cares.
Yeah.
You know, I think
it's a pretty good show.
Fun enough. Yeah, I recommended it to my family.
Yeah.
Mum said she'd take a look. She loved Fisk.
I need to watch Fisk.
Dude, Fisk is so good.
What's Fisk on?
ABC?
Netflix.
Netflix.
It's dropped on Netflix. Yeah, that's how I discovered it.
It's been on Ivy for a while.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right.
Darn, I need to check if I'm still connected to...
Oh, yeah, you guys were talking about that.
Oh,
Huge hack. I'm still on my parents' Netflix because I use a hotspot because we don't have Wi-Fi.
Oh, if you just hotspot, it works?
Well, my computer has never been connected to Wi-Fi.
Oh, so you don't have like a home
except
network.
my parents' Wi-Fi like a year ago.
Right. Huh. Okay. Good hack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great hack. So
We'll have to check that out.
I think you can't ever let it get connected to regular other Wi-Fis.
Yeah, right.
Oh, damn it.
I only ever use parents' Wi-Fi or my hotspot.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Because I watch most of the time on the TV, so yeah. Okay. What did you do, Reuben?
I don't know.
You
Something
didn't do
was
anything?
super loud.
Yeah.
Maybe I hit this, but it sounded like the wall behind me was exploding.
It did.
Oh my god, look down there, everything's on fire. This is nothing.
That was it.
What's the next segment called? Who's got it?
The next segment is called...
Jet, you got the theme song.
Oh, wait. Would you recommend people finish it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that was clear from context, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like
I still like to ask the question.
Okay, fine.
Ruben, we're developing structure on this podcast.
Are we?
We need to stick to it.
We
I
just changed
can't
it.
stress
This
enough
is the first time we've
that
got
people
one.
should finish it.
Amazing.
And Phoebe Waller-Bridge should also fucking finish it because I definitely could have had like 17 more seasons.
Could definitely have more seasons.
Super British TV shows ending early.
I know. Like, we'll do 2 seasons. It's not even the Netflix.
12
will run
episodes,
to
that's all it is.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
They're long. Are they long episodes?
Like half an hour max.
Oh, that's not even the classic British TV thing of like hour 20 episodes. Like Sherlock or whatever.
Yeah.
Where-
I wouldn't watch it if it was an hour 20.
No?
I don't have that attention span.
That's
No,
a
we've
movie.
established this. You
Yeah.
guys have zero attention.
30
span.
minutes max, I'm tapping out.
Oh, right, yeah.
You're always on TikTok.
Old man shakes fist at cloud or whatever, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next segment is called Up and Up, where we talk about things that are coming up and things that we're following up on from previous episodes.
Every time I'm bringing it up, I'm talking about up and up. Not the theme song.
Reuben, why don't you start? What?
I've got a reason I shouldn't start.
Okay, fine.
I forgot that I was involved in this section and I haven't looked at one.
You don't.
I can do it live right now.
We do this every time.
I don't know. The 3-person thing threw me off.
Okay, I'll talk about. Oh no. I've just looked at my notes.
It's okay, I can go.
I just looked at my notes and I have a thing written for started it, finished it, and then coming up is blank.
Yeah.
I have a thing for Up and Up.
Thank God.
What's your thing for Up and Up?
Well, it's not like a piece of media or anything. It's I'm hosting a dinner tonight, and I don't know what to cook for them.
You don't know what to
So,
cook for them.
Here
I
we
thought
go.
I'd invite a discussion
Yeah.
with some
Yeah,
some
okay.
vegans and some vegos.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, what
Yeah.
are the dietary needs and how many people are we talking?
I don't know, and I don't know. They haven't been getting back to me, but I think some of them are veggie.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
some, yeah.
What amount? Like a vague amount of people.
I want to have enough food for 6 people.
Okay, and leftovers are good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. My go-to
of
when
people.
making for a bunch of people is I make a crap ton of burritos. Like that's
I have seen you do that.
yeah, and that's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know.
I did burgers last time for all the boys came over and did burgers, and that was a huge hit.
Okay.
Do you just want to cook one thing or are you willing to like...
One thing, because they're all bringing sides and stuff. The
Oh,
issue is,
too
though,
good.
why I like hosting is like, I don't trust them. They're gonna bring shit. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like they're not gonna hear this podcast. They're gonna bring some like real like stupid ass.
Wow, you're not
And
gonna-
I'll text you guys when they bring them.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, oh, here's
So
some,
you
like,
need enough to
here's some
make sure they
twisties
get
and here's
the
some tasty
nutrients.
cheese.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is why I just want to host and cook everything.
Sorry, I'm still stuck up on the fact that you're like,
Steamed
they won't
broccoli?
hear this podcast. You're not going to recommend this podcast to them? You don't talk about this podcast? You're not going to be like, hey, I was on a podcast today?
I actually,
You're not gonna-
well,
okay.
I do. I've
Yeah.
sent all my I think you should leave friends. The calico cut pants
Wait
bit.
a second.
Just the calico cut pants bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So you took a snippet out of a larger thing.
Yeah. I posted you before.
You're ridiculous. This is again. You just take
I
the little
posted-
bits. You won't
Posted
experience things in
What do
full.
you want from me?
I don't know.
I post all your creative endeavors.
Do you really?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been able to reciprocate that because you've had no creative endeavors. I haven't even seen a single bike seat inside
Concrete
concrete.
bike seats. Get them done.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'll
really-
buy one.
I'm liking that idea a lot more.
It's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna.
I'm totally gonna do it.
I can't.
As
I'm
someone who's
envisioning.
put hundreds of dollars into a project that won't make any money, you should do it.
yeah.
That's my
I-
professional advice.
I'm just envisioning like a I don't know, like 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter, but like a 50 centimeter cube of concrete with a bike cube. With a
do more.
You're so far away from the mic right now, guys. Which, I mean, it's fine.
I wasn't gonna do a cube. I was gonna do more of a freestanding structure.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
here we
there?
go. We're getting a drawing. Here
I'm-
we go.
I'm gonna draw it for the listeners at home. I'm starting at the bottom of my page. I'm drawing kind of
Draw
like
along.
drawing kind of like a squiggly mound. You know, think of like a termite mound.
Oh, yeah.
And then out of the middle is a little the metal part of the seat, and then the
Oh, I
seat.
love metal. I'm a metaler. Oh my god, that's
So it
great.
kind of looks like a flag on top of a hill. Or something.
Yeah, it does look like a flag on top of a
Are
hill.
people's feet going to be touching the ground? Like, is it quite
Yeah,
low, or
that
is it
will
up
be
at top?
touching the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
going to
that's-
be like a meter high.
Because
maybe.
currently it looks like the mound is massive and the seat is tiny.
Well, you
so it
haven't
looks
seen
like
the guy I've drawn.
You're gonna have to.
The guy
well,
is
you haven't
quite
drawn
large.
the. Okay, excellent. That's helpful. Now I understand.
Yeah,
Great. So yeah, this
keep an eye on stores soon.
How are you gonna make the mound?
It's gonna like pour the concrete.
What you could do is get like a massive.
Like
You'd
ice
have to
cube
get,
tray?
yeah, massive ice cube
Yeah.
tray, but just half of it.
You need two of them, though.
Why?
Well, you have to put one over the top. Oh, yeah, no, I see
No,
what
because you're
saying.
not making a whole sphere.
Mm.
You're just making half a sphere, or else it's not a mound. It's just going to roll about. You're going to you're basically making a unicycle that just doesn't. You're making it.
You're making
It sounds like a
half
unicycle.
a unicycle. It's not even a whole wheel.
Yeah.
It's just like a rounded base.
Well, that's actually kind of like a cool idea. Like just a unicycle.
You're
Totally get a unicycle. Can you guys ride those?
no. My brother can. My
That is
brother
so
once
cool.
did a fundraiser at primary school where him and a mate rode on a unicycle for like an hour or something around the
What?
oval
Wow.
to
Oh my
raise money for
God.
who knows what. I don't know if you can still ride a unicycle,
Damn.
but
Okay, yeah. No, well, is it like riding a bike, but you kind of forget half of it?
Well, Jett, you would have experience in half a bike. How's it to ride?
it's terrible. My bike doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just a frame.
It's just a frame. I don't have a bike seat. At least with a unicycle, you have a bike seat.
That's a good point.
I think with it, no, because with unicycles, you've got to do the balance and there's no handlebars to hold on to. It'll be awful. You have
You
to
got to balance
stay
in
in
two
motion.
directions?
Yeah. I don't think it's that hard, honestly.
Do you want to
Yeah.
right?
You don't have a unicycle.
I have one right here.
Okay. Wow, look at me go. I'm doing it. I'm really doing it.
Oh shit! You're gonna run over a goose on the unicycle.
Icarus flew. Hey?
How did you find the unicycle riding?
Yeah, piss easy.
Feels easy.
Yeah,
All right,
would you
perfect.
recommend starting it or would you recommend it to?
Would you recommend finishing it?
I would recommend it to anyone with 2 legs.
Anyone
Oh,
with
yeah?
2 legs?
Yeah.
Wow, way to
Really?
discriminate.
Yeah, you're
That's-
cutting out like a decent amount of people.
I've kind of had a few.
Yeah.
They got their own lanes. I'm sure you can get, because you can get like bikes that like you sit down like a kind of like a wheelchair bike. And so
Yeah.
you're sitting
Oh,
down,
sure,
your legs
Like
are in
wheelchairs?
No. You're sitting down, your legs are in front of you and
The
stuff.
flat ones.
Although that's still for 2 legs. I'm
The
not really
low
sure
ones,
the appeal
yeah.
of that one actually. Now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
no, how would you do what was the
Could you incorporate a prosthetic leg into the bike itself.
You probably totally could if you strapped it in,
totally
like
could.
how you strap in
I
like
could
your
just use a
shoes.
prosthetic leg, I just thought. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
what?
just a regular.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way. Maybe you could use like one of your hands as well to like pedal the pedal.
Oh, you totally
Well,
can do that. You
yeah.
can. I've seen bikes like that.
Oh,
hand pedals. Yeah, that's what I'm
hand
thinking of.
pedals. Okay,
Like
yeah.
yeah, you can do it upside down unicycle.
Okay, so if you have
Doing a
at
handstand the whole
least
time.
2 limbs,
I think it's just about how badly you want it. No matter no matter what's going on with you, you can get it done if you want it badly enough.
right? Sure.
Wow.
Just push yourself to the absolute ends of the earth so you can ride a unicycle.
Yeah,
without that dream.
yeah. Well, you gotta impress people somehow.
You know what you don't need any legs for? Sitting on a concrete mound bike seat.
No, you do because you get support. The idea is your legs are on the ground.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
the
but you
seat.
can also not. Like, I can sit on the seat that I'm sitting on right now with no legs on the ground.
Yeah, it kind of sucks though.
Yeah, but if you don't have legs, that's your only option. I'm trying to broaden up the amount of your customer range here, and you're like, no.
It's a niche item.
It's a niche item only for people with 2 legs.
Yeah, I guess. No, now it's not looking too good because now I'm just making able-bodied only things.
Yeah. Look, you're like
I'll make one with like straps or
you're
something.
like
so
2
you can
steps
sit on
away
top.
from being cancelled, and that's pretty easy for you with 2 legs.
I'll think of something.
Figure something out.
Yeah.
What was
I
your
would
coming
like-
up?
I was like everyone to enjoy. Well, the dinner party thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, what did
No.
you make?
It's coming up.
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah. Do you have any recommendations on what to make?
Look, always happy to bring back something from the Ghost episode. I do have a recipe for a cherry tomato risotto that's not bad.
I'm not. Yeah, risotto though.
Well, that's what Jett says every time, and then
I-
he loves it every time.
Yeah, I used to hate risotto. Like my family, whatever my family made.
Yeah, it's like
risotto was
you
bad.
fucked up if someone makes you risotto.
Yeah.
You've done
Honestly,
something wrong.
burgers are not a bad idea because if they worked last time, people like them, and it's kind of make your own, so people can.
How
Yeah,
long
exactly.
ago did you make
taste.
them?
Oh, this is for a different group of friends. So it's
Oh,
chill.
perfect. No,
Yeah.
reuse it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
otherwise I do have to do a different food style for every. I don't want to be
Yeah.
a one-trick pony.
You know what to do.
I'm still not doing risotto because the last time I ate it was when the first day I got braces and my mum made it because she thought it'd be easy for me to eat
Oh,
and it hurts.
no.
It hurts so I couldn't. Hurt so bad I
Oh
couldn't
my
eat it and I
God.
cried not because it hurt but because I thought I was weak for
Oh.
not being able to eat risotto.
Yeah, that is a bit.
Also, the rice
That's like
goes
a
everywhere.
very
Yeah, that
You're never
was
getting it out of your
food.
teeth.
Yeah, that was some like toxic masculinity grabbing onto me, I guess. thing.
Yeah, you hadn't seen Fleabag then.
Yeah.
Look, speaking as someone who has never had braces, I feel like risotto would be pretty easy to eat.
No.
Oh, it's doable, but
Okay. Also, first day you have braces, nothing is easy to eat.
yeah, your whole
Everything
mouth hurts.
hurts.
Yeah, braces kind of suck.
I've been told that I look like I've had braces.
Well, aren't
Yeah,
you
just because you
lucky?
have good teeth.
Yeah, but it feels weird. It feels like a weird compliment.
Like you used to have bad. You look like you used to have crappy
That-
teeth.
yeah, exactly. Which is like a bit of a fucked up thing to say. I don't know. It sits bad with me.
There's, I guess, also like bonus points. You look like you could have afforded braces. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
You look rich. Happy?
Great, brilliant. I'm glad that it looks like I've fixed my teeth at some point. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Burgers sound good.
Okay. Cool. That was all I had. Yeah.
Reuben, what have you got coming up?
I'm gonna watch Black Mirror season 6
Oh,
because
nice.
it was out ages ago, and I just keep forgetting.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
It seems like pretty good. I know season 5 people were like a bit iffy on. I think.
People were mean about season 5. It was 3 episodes, and 2 of them were good.
Was that the one where the 2 dudes had sex over the PlayStation?
Yeah,
That episode was awesome.
it's filmed really well too.
I haven't seen this episode.
Really?
No.
It's really good.
I might have to
Just
watch it.
the
That's
I've
funny.
recommended just this one to you multiple times.
Oh,
Yeah,
which
just for the way it's
What?
like done.
okay? It wasn't like you'd really like watching 2 guys having sex over a PlayStation.
Would you?
Yeah, sounds like honestly
Well, yeah.
since Ruby, I think
Wow.
I just combined your
Yeah, you
names.
did.
Since Ollie just explained it in that way, I'm like, yeah, maybe I am interested.
Yeah.
Seems fun.
And do you know what else? Oh, I'm pretty sure the other one in season 5
Yeah.
has the priest from Fleabag. Or is that from an earlier season?
Oh no, it does.
Does?
It does.
In the car?
Yeah, I mean, I
Long
don't know. I
episode.
haven't seen it, but
Yeah,
I
pretty
do
sure
know that
that's
he's in an
season
episode of
5.
Black Mirror.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
He's great.
Yep.
He's also in Sherlock. Plays Moriarty.
Nah, episodes are too long.
They're an hour and a half.
That's a movie.
You go and see movies all the time.
Yeah, because it's a whole movie.
So
Imagine if every time I'd gone to see a movie for the last 2 months, like all I'd done was like watch one season of TV. Thank you.
Ruben's right on
Oh, we
that.
just pointed out.
Yeah, you can't. I realized, like, yeah. Ruben's correct. Though.
every day I listen to about an hour of music.
Yeah, but
Imagine if you were watching movies.
you can listen to music and do other stuff. And like Black Mirror, though, the episodes like I was going to watch.
Honestly, that's why I haven't gotten to it.
I want to
yet.
watch the Aaron Paul one, and then I was like, I'm not sitting down and watching that for that long.
That's why I haven't gotten around to
I could sit down and watch him for that long in Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's also
That's on the list.
long.
Y'all seen that one yet?
No, not yet.
We're so.
What? Are you fucking serious?
It's like so
I
many
know.
seasons.
Oh,
It's
actually,
so
do
many
yourself a
seasons,
favor
it's
because you're in the like super like rare position of being able to do it. Watch Better Call Saul first.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? It's a prequel.
We do like watching things in bad order.
We do like watching things in silly order.
It's just like just like why not? Give it a shot.
Okay.
And that show is so fucking cash.
Yeah, right.
Holy
it's
fucking
amazing.
shit!
Is it done? Is it
It's
finished?
done and it's so good. Oh my god. it's
Okay,
so
cool.
good.
That's a good idea.
Makes you think. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Coming out for me, I still don't have anything. I was hoping that when I said coming up for me, I'd come up with something. Look.
What's this board game night you're doing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody messaged me this morning saying, "Hey, I'm doing a board game night at a like a cafe or restaurant that's in Brunswick," and they're like, "I'd love to like have your board game there for people to play." So
Damn.
Whoa, like the owner of the.
no, the person hosting the event, who like I've met a couple of times at they're another Melbourne board game designer. But yeah, it was
Are you guys competing?
not yet. No, everyone in the board game, all the board game designers around Melbourne are super lovely, and we all like want to like help each other.
What's the name for the community? What do you guys refer to yourself as?
Well, there's
like
the
borders.
Well, the
Medalers. Duh.
the overarching Australia is the TGDA, which is the Tabletop Game Designers Australia. And then in Melbourne, there's like a specific group for people playtesting games, and that's called Incubator Melbourne.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good name, Incubator Melbourne.
So yeah, I met this person at Incubator Melbourne a couple of times, and yeah, that's going to be fun. It was really nice to get that message saying, "Hey, would love to have your game there." So yeah,
Awesome.
that's what's coming up for me. Do you have a following up? There are two ups and up and up.
Well,
like anything.
yeah, following up on something I've said on a previous podcast. Yeah,
What?
I can't follow. What am I supposed to
Sorry, I
follow
thought
up
that
on?
this was your first creative endeavor.
What am I following up
I don't
on?
know. You can.
Nothing.
Anything. You're welcome to follow up on anything that we've mentioned in the past. Like,
Oh.
have you watched I Think You Should Leave Again with your friends that all quote I think you should leave?
I
all the
actually
time?
haven't seen Ben in ages, and it's a real shame. So I haven't seen much of it. We still have to watch. Oh, here's a tip for you listeners at home, though. There is a secret episode of I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah. What?
If you go on Netflix and you go to the TV show The Characters, which is 6 different comedians all getting their own sketch show. Tim Robinson, they get their own episode on this show.
Huh.
There is a episode with Tim Robinson, and he's got some pretty good characters on there.
Secret. Is the rest of the show good?
Sammy Two Eyes. I don't give a shit.
I'm just here for Tim Robinson.
Yeah, literally. Like
Yeah.
it probably is though. Like, given
Ollie-
that one's fantastic.
Ollie has a history of just skipping to the bits that he wants in a thing and then just disregarding the rest.
Yeah, I take what I want.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That was a good episode. I watched that after you recommended it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's
cool,
really
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. No one told me about this.
You haven't finished I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, details. I'll have finished it at some point.
It's definitely one of the weaker
What if you
episodes,
both get
honestly.
hit by a meteorite tomorrow? I would never know about this thing.
Yeah.
Well, now I will, so it's
But
fine.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a good secret episode. But I feel like I was finishing up on something. Oh yeah, the bar backrooms. I think that's a stupid power that Jett wanted to do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because they're not exciting.
What? I don't know. I wouldn't know. I haven't been in the back room of a bar. So how would it, if I was able to shapeshift, then I would be able to go back into the back room of a bar and find out. Like what's
You would be so
just
bored.
because you have the like experience. That's like you coming to me and be like, "Oh, I bet design work's really fun." And like
But I don't say that.
All right, look. What would you have as your superpower then? Huh?
Teleporting's really cool.
Okay.
Remember this.
I feel really like
Like it's so obviously that.
what? I feel like shapeshifting would be
What are you
worthwhile
doing
and fun.
shapeshifting?
You can pull fun pranks.
No.
You'd be like, oh, you thought I was this person, I'm a different person.
No.
You can go into places that you
That would be fun.
What?
I'll give you credit.
Thank you.
Like when you
it's,
said,
it's not like a bad power. Like I'm obviously gonna want to be a shapeshifter, but like,
I feel like it's the coolest power.
can you shapeshift into like animals and stuff?
That's what I was just thinking. I'm gonna say yes.
I
I'm
read
gonna
a
say
sca-
no because we don't see Mystique do it.
Yeah, I read a scary like short story about a guy who did that, and then because he was like a bug, forgot how to shapeshift.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is that?
Where's
I
that
feel like I've
from?
either read this or heard of this.
No, what this was.
Oh, was this from some?
Yeah, I think this was from the book Some, which you
Oh.
lent us, which is about
Yes.
a bunch of different
Yes.
afterlife.
And they're like, I want to be reincarnated as something way
Yeah.
more chill, like make me a horse.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
as soon as
A
it
horse.
dies a horse, they don't have the capacity to be like, oh, let's be a human this time.
Yeah,
And they just keep going down the food chain.
yeah, terrifying. No, in this shapeshifting,
Well, potentially not.
yeah, maybe
If you're
it'd be
self-aware, like it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, but if you're like, I don't know,
Or conscious.
if you're like
Conscious.
an ant, like what, you might be around for like less than a day, and then someone steps on you, gone.
Yeah, I don't really like care how long I live for.
Sure. I
I
mean,
think that's a big issue.
you work with alcohol for a living, so
Yeah, that's a good point. But especially as like an ant, you know, like they're just doing their thing.
yeah. But maybe being an ant's great.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
Real sense of community.
Absolutely. Got a bunch of people supporting you all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes literally physically. Like, yeah. Ants carry other ants around.
Real strong.
Lift
Real
50
strong.
times your body weight or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
love to be able to lift 50 times my body weight.
Yeah.
I'm lifting 50 times my body weight on this podcast. I'm telling you that.
Absolutely not.
Ruben, what have you got followed up?
Disgusting. Nothing. I can't follow that.
Okay,
Let's
thank
finish
you.
this bloody podcast.
Well, I have a following up.
God.
Sorry. I've been playing God of War Ragnarok again.
This is a callback to the very first episode of Stinished It.
Well, I've heard this one.
You've heard of this one?
I listened to the whole thing.
Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Wow, must have been a good episode then. All right.
Some would say it's still our best.
I would say I haven't listened to it in a long time. So.
I've listened to them all,
And
and I could be convinced.
well, God of War Ragnarok, like Reuben, you and I were playing it together when we
Yeah,
first got it.
it's
We
the
were
whole
swapping
thing.
every once
Yeah.
in a while. So I decided I'm going to go back and just play it all through myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also playing it on the hardest difficulty, which is called Give Me God of War. And every goddamn enemy encounter, no matter how small, no matter how weak the enemy, I die. Like at
Hey,
least
step on this
6 or
bug. You missed. Also, it killed you.
Basically, there are these little like rat things that are so easy to kill, and I get like it's one hit from those and I'm gone. It's torturous, but I am loving it, and it is a very good game. Yeah. So
Do you think you will come around with a more positive experience of it when you play it like you're meant to?
like all through?
Yeah, because we were a bit like, it's not as good as the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and also I'm going to do a lot more of the side missions,
Yeah.
and apparently the side missions
Apparently.
are like round out the experience. I'm having a great time so far. So like I've been doing other things during the day, I have been thinking, oh man, really want
That's
to be
when
playing
it's got
some
its
God of
hooks
War.
into you.
Yeah, exactly. So
You're addicted.
I'm addicted. I'm
It's not
addicted
good.
to the game, and
Don't be addicted.
no. You work with alcohol for a living.
Yeah. Don't make me defend my addictions. that's a whole different topic.
Okay, sorry. This isn't therapy, the podcast. This is talk about stupid things
We're
that
not
we're currently
qualified
doing.
for that.
No, but
When has that stopped us before?
exactly,
Am I right?
exactly. So that's been the podcast. We've done
Good stuff.
started it, finished it. The up and up section. How do you feel about being on a podcast for the first time, Ollie?
Yeah, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
Sound
Who
of your
would
own
you-
voice in your ear.
Yeah.
I'm
Sound
pretty-
of our voices though. That kind of pros and cons.
I hear people's voices all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty used to blocking them out at this point.
Oh, so this has just been like talking to yourself the entire time.
Yeah, I've been loving it. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've been real close to the mic. Feels very ASMR-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
So after all of our segment, like our started and finished it, we do have like, who would you recommend this to? Would you recommend like starting it? Or like, do you think other people should start and finish it? I'm going to ask those same two questions to you right now.
Like about the podcast?
Yeah, about the podcast.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Oh,
No, I assume if someone's listening to the podcast, they're already a fan, you know?
yeah.
That-
But like not even just this podcast, but like the experience of being on a podcast.
Oh, it's, I'm just talking, you know?
Yeah.
If you like talking, you're probably going to like being on a podcast. You know, it's stressful thinking about whether what you have to say is important enough. Thankfully, I never think about that. I just say it. So
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we got that out of our system.
I'm
very
not.
early.
I'm not self-aware.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
think that's super important to
Oh,
be. And then you're
yeah.
doing a podcast, you can't be self-aware.
No.
No, absolutely not.
And you just have to say drivel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
So would you recommend starting it or finishing a podcast?
I did see how much this mic cost, and so I would not recommend it.
We bought a second mic specifically
Just
for
for
today.
this.
We've been for ages. We've been like, we should get a second mic because we're both always huddled around one mic. We should get a second one, and then it wasn't until
Now there's 3 of us huddled around 2 mics.
yeah, it wasn't until you were coming. They were like, okay, maybe we should get a second mic.
$198 this podcast cost these two.
Oh,
just for
way
me
more.
to be on there. Yeah.
Way more.
Really? What else did you
just
buy?
you
Just for this
cost us
podcast?
the mic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Also, this mic was 20% off. So
Oh, score.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, yeah, it makes it a good financial decision then.
Absolutely.
Thank
as long as
you.
there's some sort of discount. It costs to like have the podcast hosted somewhere. I think there's been other costs.
Yep. Patreon when?
When I don't know, maybe if you
Pay up, guys.
get more of your friends to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You're trying. Surely they'll have a listen to you. They'll just skip to. I reckon what your friends will do is they'll just like start playing it, and every time any like Reuben and I are speaking, they can
skip
skip
30
15 seconds
Yeah.
to get back to when you're speaking.
Yeah, I should have interrupted more. I think that was my issue with this podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I feel like having another person on this podcast have been more.
I was,
Normal?
yeah, I know.
I don't like it.
No.
You've really ruined it.
No, sorry. Well,
Yeah.
I won't come back.
No, I like
that's
being more
okay.
chaotic.
You're going to flee interstate? You're that
Yeah.
ashamed?
Oh, actually,
International even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
You gonna leave?
Yeah, I'll leave.
Where are you going to?
I think you should leave.
Yeah, strong stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
So bad.
Anyways, I'd like to thank Hetty Moysey,
Yeah.
who did the fantastic cover art for our podcast.
And that's the only person we want to thank, just to be clear.
Do we have other people to thank?
Well, yeah, you're looking at them.
No, thank you
Thank
guys.
you, Reuben,
know.
for coming on this
Oh,
podcast
no
for
worries,
another
Jett.
week. Shut
Always
the
a
fuck
pleasure.
up, Ollie.
Thank you.
No,
And that's been Stinished It.
It's been an honour to be here, guys.
Yeah, it's been great having you on. Thanks for bringing up some fun topics like the intricacies of bartending and a good show that we've both already seen and both already enjoyed. So yeah, real good recommendation. Also, I feel like you're the last person to hear about Fleabag.
No, I recommended it to my boss the other day, and they said, "What's that?" But then I also told them a joke about the Communist Manifesto, and they said, "What's that?" So I just think they haven't really heard of anything.
Maybe we should have them on the
About the
podcast.
Communist Manifesto.
Oh no, it was a joke that someone else. I was reading it at work,
Yeah.
and someone else didn't know what it was, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Get this! Person doesn't know what the Communist Manifesto is."
And they're like, the what?
I feel like this person, like, fuck having Ollie on the podcast. We should have the person who's heard of nothing on the
Ollie makes
podcast.
us look a little bit dumb at talking about all this cocktail stuff.
I know.
And feminist literature. Let's get this
the
other
person who hadn't
on.
heard about it was T, who also owns that cocktail book.
Oh, no.
And is a lot better than me and actually understands some of the stuff in there. So you don't want them on the podcast.
No, we don't want T on the
Imagine if we're
podcast.
like, hey, what have you finished? And they're like, well, there's this great book. No.
Hear this, if you put salt and stuff, it makes it better. Crazy.
Yeah, we know.
Heard of it. We've had Ollie on the podcast. Yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We really, really
fun.
appreciate it. Yeah, if people want to get in contact with us, you can email in at stinishedit@gmail.com.
Do people do that?
Okay.
Not yet.
No, well, the thing is, we found out last time we recorded, in last episode, that people had been sending us messages through Spotify because there's a
Oh,
little
yeah,
Q&A
yeah.
thing. And we just hadn't,
Oh, wow.
we didn't know that was, I mean, we put it
I've
up
been
there.
sending hate mail through that. It's just been like, fuck you guys.
Do you know
great,
who
yeah.
does email in, Ollie? Lots of like advertisers and just scammers.
Oh, you guys are going to make it big time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
YouTube?
what they promise.
Ruben, have you checked if we have any more Spotify messages?
I have not. That's a bit of a that's a bit more of a task.
Oh, wow.
It's like it's a computer task.
It's a computer task.
Yeah.
Okay, ridiculous.
this
All
week.
right, well, we should
I'll
do...
bring back mail next week if we have any.
I'm pretty sure last week I said, hey, let's make sure that we do this every
yeah, and
week.
that episode isn't out yet.
But it's out now for the people listening to this.
Yeah, but they're ahead of us.
Yeah, they're in the future.
Yeah, but what if we got new stuff for the most recent? Psh.
I think a fan mail segment would be really funny.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah,
Well, we have it, but apparently it's not prepped for this.
it's not ready to go yet.
Okay.
It's in the coconut milk episode. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
You don't know. Sorry.
Ollie doesn't know.
What?
Ollie's actually never heard of coconut milk or the Communist Manifesto.
I actually do know about the coconut milk thing because I was here earlier.
Ridiculous.
Drinking tea with you guys.
Excellent. So, yeah, thanks for being on the podcast. I'm going to wrap up the podcast now.
Yeah,
because I think it's been a while.
I'm not saying any more words. Bye.
You're not going to say any more words? You don't want to finish it for us? You don't want to say something to end the podcast?
Toodles.